This episode is brought to you by SD Sober Living. If you or someone you know needs a safe, supportive recovery home, then reach out to SD Sober Living at www.sdsoberliving.org or call 619-334-9869. That's 619-334-9869. Come get some fuck fentanyl and some San Diego recovery at SD Sober Living. Hey everyone, I want to take a moment to talk about something really important, mental health and addiction. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health or drug addiction, especially if they're facing chronic relapses or have a history of bouncing in and out of treatment centers, I want to recommend Baja Rehab. Baja is a premier lockdown treatment center located just 45 minutes from the San Diego border in beautiful Mexico. I've had the opportunity to visit their facility, and I can tell you firsthand, it's not only stunning, but also equipped with everything needed for recovery. They offer comprehensive medical detox and have a dedicated team of drug counselors and specialized therapists. If you are ready to take the first step towards healing, call Shalom, the intake director, at 619-855-6368. That's 619-855-6368. Your loved ones deserve a second chance, so don't wait until it's too late. Reach out to Baja Rehab today. Looking for your next new tattoo? Visit My Addiction Tattoo, where art meets passion. Our talented artists specialize in custom designs tailored just for you, ensuring each piece is as unique as your story. From your vibrant colors to intricate black and gray work, we bring your vision to life in a safe, welcoming environment. Plus, we prioritize hygiene and professionalism every step of the way. Book your consultation today, and let's create something incredible together. Visit us on Instagram at My Addiction Tattoo or call 858-352-6416. That is 858-352-6416. Or stop by at the shop at 3742 Mission Boulevard, San Diego, California, 92109. Nobody reps fuck fentanyl like My Addiction Tattoo.
Y ánimo, chavalos. Aquí andamos con mis amigos. Grupo Origen Viejo.
¡Que mi compa fantasma! ¡Que le compa el chamoy!
Cuando la contaba, nadie me creía. Ahora voy que vuelo, va a estar en la cima. El morro pirata que nada tenía, la está reventando en las grandes ligas.
No son enchiladas, pero sé que puedo. No le pongo crema, le echo muchos huevos. Traigo con queso y a Dios de mi lado. No más por eso tengo el triunfo asegurado.
Hay que hacer las cosas, no solo soñar.
Yeah. El Moro Pirata from El Fantasma.
Nice.
Yeah. Woo.
That's right.
I'm Luis Ramiro. I'm the Fuck Fentanyl guy. And this is the Fuck Fentanyl podcast. I have my really good homie Ramiro here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing amazing. It's a blessing to be here. I know I scheduled this. This was the third time.
Yeah,
third time.
Yeah, third time's a charm.
Absolutely. So very, very thankful for the invitation.
Yeah.
You know, it's very noble work that you do. So
Thank you, man.
absolutely.
I appreciate everything you do, man.
Appreciate that.
I was literally thinking about it before we started. I'm like, man, Ramiro's fucking awesome, dude. Like all the shit you do, man. And I fucking, it's amazing you balance it out pretty well, especially because you're commuting and stuff like that. And we're just talking about how fucking time consuming it can be.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just everything from having a full-time job, being a full-time dad, being a full-time professional athlete,
Yeah.
and commuting from internationally, right?
Yeah,
From one
yeah.
country to another
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
You know? Yes.
Even on the weekends, you cross here.
I mean, for things like this, yes.
Okay.
Right? But if I don't have to, I just try not to.
Try
Yes.
try to enjoy the
Absolutely.
self-care.
Yes, that mental health day, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you grow up in Mexico or did you grow up here?
So it varied. I've been kind of a nomad.
I
Right?
see.
I've
Yeah.
been kind of a nomad.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
that
here
one.
and there. so I kind of grew up in Texas, right? But Texas is also a border town.
Yeah, for
Right?
sure.
So it was a border town for me. It was a come and go, actually in Tamaulipas in Texas.
Okay.
Right, that was kind of like my upbringing, and then I started branching out from there.
I see. How long were you in Texas for?
Ooh, I mean, in total, a lot of years, right? So I mean, I was born in Texas.
Yeah.
I was born and raised there. Lived a couple years in Reynosa, which was the border part.
Gotcha.
And then afterwards, I basically was there up until 6th grade. Then I went to a boarding school because I wasn't the best kid, of course. So
I can relate.
Yeah, my parents were like, "Wait, I'm gonna have someone else deal with this motherfucker for a little bit," you know. So I was there for like a year.
Yeah.
Came back to Texas, of course.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I was there up until high school, different cities in Texas.
Yeah.
And after that, I went to Miami to the university over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You went to the University of Miami?
No, St. Thomas University.
Oh, St. Thomas. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's freaking awesome. What'd you study?
So I did international business and management with global leadership.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
You got your degree and everything?
So I finished 3 years, and then I went to Incarnate Word.
Yeah.
Well, 1 year Incarnate Word chasing a girl.
Yes, hey,
dude.
that happens, dude.
I mean, yeah, it was just one of those things. So I'm not going to make that one too long. Just basically, long story short,
Okay,
it
long
was
story short.
Miami, San Antonio, Miami.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
I was done with Miami, went back to Texas.
I see.
And from there, branched out where I started my MMA career in Guadalajara.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
So that's when you went, okay, international.
Yes. Yeah. So then I went to Guadalajara, and that's kind of where I started my MMA career.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been practicing MMA?
So basically 2013.
Oh, no
2013.
shit. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of where my first amateur fight.
Fuck.
And I got good quick.
Yeah. No, yeah. I've seen your fight, dude.
Yes.
You got that dude like in seconds, bro.
Yes.
That was crazy. I was like, what?
Yeah, so I mean, so the thing was, I was a professional athlete since I was basically at 16. I did my first pro tennis tournament.
Oh, okay.
So when I went to Miami, it was on a tennis scholarship. That's the reason why I was able to go to Miami, right? Or pick and choose where I wanted to go to.
I see.
Right? So I've been a high performance athlete my whole life.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that kind of translated into the discipline, right? The footwork helped.
Right.
The footwork from tennis helps so much with the MMA.
Does it really?
It's so much. I mean, my angles changing, the way I go in and out. So in tennis, basically what you do is you sprint and you lateral, sideways, forward, and backwards.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I can see it.
So that kind of footwork translates into boxing, into MMA so well.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
So it kind of gave me that little
That's so
little
cool.
plus, yeah.
So, theoretically, a professional tennis player could probably be pretty agile and good at a fight.
Yes, absolutely, yes. I mean, right now we got the Australian Open going on. It's one of the Grand Slams, one of the big tournaments of the year.
Right.
So, I mean, those guys over there, if they would translate into boxing MMA, I'm pretty sure their footwork would help.
Yeah.
Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
Would have thought that. Yeah, the only tennis player I could think of was like that one that was kind of like they called him the bad boy.
Andre Agassi?
No, before him.
McEnroe.
Yeah, McEnroe.
John McEnroe.
Yeah.
Yes. He had beef with Jimmy Connors.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. And now they're friends, and they do like just all these exhibitions.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome.
Fuck yeah. So I was gonna ask you too, actually, a little earlier. Were you ever like always getting into fights when you were a kid or anything like that?
Yes. So yes, absolutely. Now, as I was growing up, right, I definitely did have quite a bit of an ego.
Okay.
I definitely did. I got to be honest with myself. It's not the case today. And
Yeah.
did like
Absolutely not. I think you're pretty humble, actually.
Appreciate that. And so as I was growing up and I was going into high school, I started hanging out with, a group of friends, and we were about that life. You know, we were about going out, and when we went out, sometimes things popped off. And, it was like if someone bothered one of them, it was that.
Yeah, everyone goes in and jumps in.
Absolutely. And then it was, it was that immature stuff about little cliques in high school. You know, cliques
Right.
in high school. It's like this clique and this clique and this clique, right?
Right.
And sometimes it had nothing to do with me, right? But
Yeah.
but it was something against the clique.
Right.
So it was like, oh, we're gonna meet up at the duck park. We're gonna meet up at, we're gonna meet up at here.
Right.
And I mean, I remember like if it was a movie, we'd be like, hey, they're more of them than us. So
Yeah.
we're gonna leave the cars running. We're gonna leave the 4 doors open. We get down, the first guy you see, boom, 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 right? Because if you do that and
Yeah.
they see you that you're going in on action,
Yeah.
a lot of them back off.
But yeah. They're like, oh no, wait.
Yeah, they're like, oh, they're here for business.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So I did do a lot of some of that stuff. I got in trouble, you know.
Shit.
The only good part about me in high school was that I kind of always had serious girlfriends.
Oh, okay.
Right. So that that and the sports
Kind of
kinda
kept you away from
a little bit
like
of,
those like really bad influences that probably were going on.
you know, I had my fair share of hanging out with different kind of crowds.
Right.
I hung out with preppy guys, I hung out with the ghetto guys, I hung out with
Yeah.
they called them the juniors, right? The guys with the money and
Oh, yeah.
whatever, you know, and some of the guys that were doing, and I mean, I'm not gonna exclude myself, that we were doing things we weren't supposed to be doing.
Sure.
Right. That's kind of when I first tried substances. Right.
Oh, I see.
To me, I was an athlete, so I was like, even marijuana was like, what?
Yeah.
No
right.
way.
Right. It's so unhealthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. At the time, I mean,
Right,
and I would talk so much shit. I would be like, no way, man, those guys.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
little did I know that it was the most talented athletes, right? The best athletes that were doing the
Yeah.
drugs.
Yeah. You're right. There's a bunch of them that smoke.
Yeah, right. So here was the thing. I started seeing the common denominator. It was the most talented ones. And the reason why it is because they have so much talent that they didn't need to work as hard.
Right.
Right? They could kind of slack off and they would still do really well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was it was one of those things where it was like I kind of I was never a follower, but that got me to say yes easier.
Right.
Right. And there was also a cute girl.
Cute girl offered you. That'll
Well,
do it.
I mean, you know, because the thing is,
That'll do it.
I lived in I actually was in a tennis academy, in a boarding like tennis academy, right?
Yeah.
So it was John Newcomb Tennis Ranch, right? So John Newcomb Tennis Ranch, it's this amazing tennis academy, the best junior players in the world from all over. I mean, New Zealand, Colombia, Mexico, United States, you name it, they're there.
Right.
And there was she was what, Aussie? I think it was an Australian chick.
Mm-hmm.
And we were there, and me and my doubles partner, he had already smoked, and it was one of those, I had never tried weed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those things where I was like, okay, so we're gonna go hang out with these girls, and they kind of want to smoke, right? And then all the top dogs there kind of like had already smoked or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It was known, not that they would constantly smoke there, but it was just known.
Yeah.
And that's how I got to try weed for the first time.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I didn't do it well, though. It didn't get me high.
No?
No. It didn't get me high. And then we got drug tested the next day.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Oh, did you pop?
The next day. No, we took a detox.
Fuck.
Yeah, we took a detox.
Like
we got a guardian angel to kind of tell us, yo, this is about to happen. Like,
Right.
So one of those guardian angels saved our asses.
No shit.
Yeah, no names.
Right.
Yeah.
And would you ever just like go back, like kind of back to it and start smoking some more? Or,
Now?
Yeah. Or no. Or even just then.
Oh no! Afterwards, yeah. I mean, I think weed was my second favorite drug.
Oh really?
Yeah. So weed was my thing, right? Now that was not my DOC.
Oh what?
Right? Yeah. No, DOC for me were benzos, but I didn't get it. Yeah.
Oh.
That was.
Ooh.
So that was the thing with me. It was. I started with weed, right, and then it was the pills. To me, it was. I was going through whatever I was going through, and Valiums, man, Valiums. That was my happy.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So, Valiums, obviously Xanax and Klonopins, but Valiums did well for my body. Xanax, so. Klonopins really messed me up. I got real violent. Klonopins and me don't mix.
No shit.
Yeah.
Klonopins
is...
And that's like is that an opiate or is that...
No. It's a benzo.
It's a benzo too.
So it's
I've taken it once, but I didn't know what the fuck it was.
It's for anxiety and depression. It's got a longer life. Like the onset is a little takes a little longer, but it has a longer life than Xanax or Valium.
Okay. Wow,
It makes me violent though.
Really?
Yeah, that one in specific.
I wonder why.
I don't know.
Just that your brain chemistry doesn't
It
just does not compute.
No. That one. I mean, and then I'm thinking that Superman and Batman together can't do nothing to me if I take one of those.
Oh,
Yeah.
You take on all the Justice League.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, what? So now it's like, yeah, I'm no more of those. I ended up realizing how bad it could have been for me. So here's the thing. I was a binger.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't because I was an athlete, right? And
Right. So you had to be presentable.
No, 100%, right? So it was more of a binge using.
I see.
I was more of a binge user. My thing was the adrenaline. I liked the lifestyle. I liked the whole like, oh, we got to see a dealer, or I got to do this, or I got to do that. And then we were in border towns, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very dangerous border town over there.
Oh, really?
So I wanted to make a name for myself.
Oh, I see.
You know, so it was that's how it goes. So I kind of made my reputation, and now I had to uphold it.
Right. Now you're kind of stuck it with it.
Yeah, I mean it was a facade for sure, right?
Yeah.
Now that I know, I mean I was about it.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm pretty sure you were.
Yeah, I had to be. But the thing was, it wasn't truly who I was.
Right.
It really was not who I was. Now that I know myself, right? Now that I got to know me, that I was locked up in so many different places. Yeah. And we'll go into that in a bit, right?
Sure.
Because interesting stories there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. So now I realize it was one of those personas that I had to create to basically be this false sense of power, right? This false sense of power of, hey, that's Ram, you know, like you don't fuck with that guy because he's about it.
Right.
And his friends are like that. And kind of that was my high school, and then I was one of those guys that had the after party place.
Oh no shit. You had the location, you had the spot.
I had the spot. I had that after party place, and so yeah, you know, I hung out with a lot of people. It was kind of one of those guys where you kind of wanted to be my friend because that's where the spot was. You know?
Right.
My friends were owners of clubs, and after the clubs, we went there.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my high school. You know, it was kind of like a few turns here and there, but thanks to tennis, man. Thanks to tennis, and I did practice a little bit of boxing, but tennis was one of those things, and one of my high school sweethearts, right? That kind of got me to not stray so far left.
Right. That's the case for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, they'll drop out and then they'll just start.
Oh yeah.
You know, hitting the streets, and then they find street drugs, or they just get deeper into being a criminal and all that. And like the spider web.
Right. Absolutely. You know, it's real easy to get caught up in those webs. You know.
Oh yeah.
It's real easy, and especially if everything is so easy, like getting it or being able to be around where there is so much of it.
Right.
And I mean, it's like everything, right? Like whether if it's gangs or whether if it's other kind of organizations, once you get to a certain level, right, it's just more accessible. Right? It's more accessible, and that's kind of where I had to, you know when I realized I had to draw the line when families were telling their kids to not hang out with me.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
You were that guy.
Well, I was the guy that hung out with those guys and then became part of those guys. Right. So I was not the guy first. Right. First, I was an athlete and a good boy.
Right.
And, you know, and then I started hanging out with some of these guys that they were also not bad guys, you know, but they also started liking the lifestyle. So what happened was first it was they were telling me like, yo, don't hang out with such and such and such.
Right.
But then it was, then I started to become one of those that family said, yo, don't hang out with Ram.
Wow.
So, I mean, that happens quick.
It does.
It happens quick. The community says, tell me who you hang out with and I'll tell you who you are.
Right.
You know, and I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it until it happened to me. I became that guy that good families were like, yo, don't hang out with this guy. You know? He's not doing well, right? Because over there, if you're from a certain socioeconomic status, right? let's say like you're in that country club living, or you're
Right.
in the whatever. It's like, no, man, like no, those guys are like the pest.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it was kind of that was a little bit about me getting to that.
Mm.
I mean, next stage of my life, because I didn't have many responsibilities in high school.
Right. Right.
You know, and you know, thank to my parents, thank God and everything. I kind of had it easy. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
I had a lot of stuff, and I did not struggle in high school. I'll
Mhm.
just say that.
Okay.
right? I did not struggle in high school. You know,
Okay.
I had opportunities that many people wish they would have had.
Right. Right.
You know, I took advantage of some, and I didn't take advantage of others.
Right.
Right. But I definitely, I was blessed. You know, I still am. In many different ways. But
Mhm.
I didn't have it that hard in high
Right.
school, to be honest.
Yeah. I did like how you touched up, like, you know, how we kind of, when we enter these cliques and stuff, we kind of lose a sense of who we are.
Yeah.
And because I see it a lot with adults, not just high school,
Right.
you
And
know?
it's easy, man. It's
Yeah.
easy. And especially if you believe it,
Right.
right? You start believing this. And this is what happens when you wear masks, right?
Hmm.
And put on this mask of this big, tough guy that no one can fuck with, right?
Hmm.
And this false sense of, I got this power, or I got this, or I got that. And then you start believing the story, and you start making a narrative, right? And
Yeah.
this narrative, your brain starts telling it, hey, I need you to verify that this is true,
Mhm.
right? So then I start doing certain things. And then in this journey, I stop forgetting who I truly am, right?
Yeah.
The noble, that really, really good guy that all he wants to do is help out,
Right.
that all he wants to do is just be the better version of himself, right?
Right.
So along that line, I had so many masks, like a little chameleon. I knew how to win a room as soon as I walked into a room. I
Yeah.
analyzed it, and I knew who I had to be
Yeah.
for everyone to like me,
Right.
right? But that was fake as shit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
dude.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me
Right.
wrong. Like, I could be very charming,
Right.
but a lot of the times I said things that my true, genuine self would have not agreed with.
Right.
You know, so absolutely, I hear you, man. And adults do the same thing.
Yeah.
Adults want to fit in certain groups or certain
Yeah.
places, and
Right.
and they go against their values or morals and their principles
Yeah.
to join certain groups or
Yeah.
places, and absolutely, they lose sense of who they are, or maybe they've never known who they are.
Yeah. That too. That too.
Yeah.
Man. So when you went to college and stuff like that, so you went from high school in Texas to college in Florida, correct?
I did.
Okay.
I did. So I mean, that I was gonna go to California, where my high school sweetheart ended up going. to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was one of those where I actually, I'm a good athlete, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I could choose. I could
Yeah, right,
literally
right. Yeah,
say,
choices.
Abilene Christian really wanted me to go to their school. The coach kept, you know, they had
Wow.
seen me at one of the Grand Slam tournaments
Yeah.
in Texas, which is like the best players in
In-
Texas and the nation, right?
Yeah, right.
And that should have been my choice.
Mm.
Honestly, they had a good school. One of the good coaches from Nukes, his son went there.
Uh-huh.
They had a good team,
Yeah.
right? They had a good team, good academic.
Mhm.
But I was chasing something else. You know, I was yeah,
The girl.
the girl, and the party.
Ah,
Yeah.
there you go, hand in hand.
Of course, of course. Now I had a verbal agreement
Uh-huh.
at Sonoma State.
Sure.
Right? She was gonna go to. She went to the Broncos, to USF,
Okay.
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Right? So here was the thing. It was like, so, but then once I did, so they pay you certain visits,
I see.
right? And when I went to go visit in Miami,
Yeah.
I mean, Coach Carrington kind of sold it for me, and
I see.
I was just like, you know what? Man, so I kind of signed over there.
Wow.
Now I'm 3 hours in distance in
Yeah.
time frame, right?
Right.
So when it was 9 for her, you know, it was 3 hour difference. Things started.
Oh, yeah.
So that girl that had a lot to do with it,
Yeah.
she goes back to San Antonio.
Okay.
I stay in Miami,
Uh-huh.
right? But the year ends, and that relationship is obviously like
Kind of,
yeah.
falling off.
No, it had fallen off
Yeah.
completely. And even though I had gone for Memorial Day and she had gone over,
Right.
Long story short, didn't work out. She's in San Antonio, and me to chase a girl, I don't drop out, but I just switched schools.
God.
Right.
Shit,
to chase a girl, man. I
Wow.
gotta be honest.
Wow.
You know? But then I realized it wasn't working out the way I thought it was.
Mhm.
Yes, we saw each other, and yes, we hooked up, whatever.
Right, of course.
But she had her own life going on already, right?
Yeah.
She had other things. I'm not gonna put her on blast.
Sure.
But long
get
story,
it.
long story short, she already had stuff going on, right? So I realized I didn't fit into that,
Right.
right? So I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Go back to Miami, bro. You know,
Yeah,
just go back to Miami."
Right.
So I did.
Okay.
So I went back to Miami and then did my thing over there, and it was great. But it's more responsibilities. You got to keep a certain GPA to keep your scholarship and to play.
Oh, for sure.
So, yes, I smoked, and yes, you know what? That's where I so in Miami,
Yeah.
that they have so many pain clinics.
Oh.
So pain management clinics, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
So it's really easy to get opiates out there.
Oh, heck yeah.
Really, really easy. Like, I mean, really, really easy. So, I mean, you go to one of these Cuban doctors, bro. And
No shit.
hey, you know,
Cubans are awesome.
Yeah, yes, they are. And you're like, yo, what's up? You know, how much? So that's where I met opiates. Now, you know why I didn't like opiates?
What?
Because of the itchiness.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That
I
was,
scratch my face all the time. I'm like,
you know, I love the feeling, but I didn't like the itchiness.
yeah.
Right. So over there, a lot of the whole Roxys, the 30 milligram Percocets, the ones that they fake now.
Yeah, they fake. Yeah.
Over there, there's so many real ones. And I mean, I'm not going to say prices, but let's just say I got them at a really, really low price.
Okay.
You know?
Good value. Good.
Yeah. But so it was easy. It was easy
Right.
over there to kind of endeavor into that life a little bit. Weed and a little bit of opiates here and there.
Right.
But the opiates were not so much. Yeah, I used them a few times, but never to the degree that I got withdrawals or anything like that.
Yeah, because I can see that holding you back from trying to play sports and stuff like that.
Yeah, man, those things are strong.
Yeah. You'll be nodding while you're tennis.
You know what I mean? Like you can smoke a blunt and go play tennis.
Yeah,
match.
you can.
You can't fucking pop a Roxy and go play.
Yeah, try to catch a 90-mile-per-hour tennis ball.
It's not gonna happen. You know, it's not gonna happen. You get fucking hit in the face.
Oh, true.
You know? So definitely Miami, and then I knew some professional athletes over there that played for the Marlins. So,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so baseball players. So I would go in and hang out with
Yeah.
them a little bit, and I kind of had a good thing going on. I knew the promoters at clubs, and
Oh, shit.
so it was really hard to keep that balance of the discipline, the sport, and being able to not stray so much to the party side. That way my grades wouldn't drop so much.
Mhm.
You know, I had a couple W's, like withdrawals of classes, because I would. All right, check this out. I'm one of the first times I'm saying this out loud.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But one time I was an honor student.
Right.
Right. So I was in the honors program, and they knew that I was disciplined. So,
Okay.
but I realized that they had this way that since I was getting scholarship, both academically and from sports,
Yes.
I signed up for more than 18 credits. You need permission from the dean to do that.
Oh.
Right. So I went to the dean and I was like, yo, I'm in honors program, blah, 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 blah. But this was all kind of a hoax I was doing.
Okay.
Because I knew that I was going to drop it, but I was going to drop it on time to one of those or two of those so that I could get the full credits, the money back.
Oh. Wow, that's smart, dude.
Yeah. You know? So, well, I started realizing, I was like, okay, so one time that I had a withdrawal from a class.
Yeah.
And it was only because we were going to travel a lot. And I was always more than 12 credits. I was always beyond that.
Sure.
15 was my minimum, right?
Damn, that's a lot.
So if you drop one, you're still a full-time student. That's the requirement to be an athlete, and you got to keep a 3.0. And so one of those times, I realized I got some money back from one. So I was like, Right. So it got me thinking. I was like, okay, so what if I asked for 21 credits? I started doing the math. And I was like,
Fuck, dude.
yeah. I know. And they were like, dude, after 18, you got to get permission from the dean. So I went over there.
Oh,
and
hey,
I'm like, yo, Dean Thomas, like this, So this is what I got going on. And these are my goals. And I had already clept out of Spanish. So I had 12 credits in one test.
Wow.
Right. I had done AP classes in high school and I was in an honors program there. So I mean, it seemed pretty well. Right?
Yeah.
So he got approved.
Wow, dude. And you dropped them
Instantly, man.
I came up, baby.
Came up for 6 credits, 2 whole classes.
Fuck.
I mean, it was what 35 a class, 3,500 a class, something like that.
Fuck.
So that's like $7,000.
Ooh.
Right.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
What'd you do with the money?
Not too bad. I probably went out, smoked weed. what is a college guy?
What is a college?
do with 7,000?
What would college Ramiro do with that money?
Right, with 7,000 that just came from fucking doing some Grammy shit.
Yeah.
Of course, of course.
That's so funny.
I definitely partied. I definitely, took a little bit of advantage.
VIP lounge.
Yeah. You bet, over there I live, the Fountain Blue,
Right.
it's a hotel, and then the hotel, they have this really, really nice club.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, I definitely did a little bit of that. A little bit of that.
I had a guest on here, Madison. She grew up in Miami, so she kind of like filled me in a lot of like the party scene over there. It's nuts.
Yes.
She was literally a professional party girl.
Yeah. They get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just look hot and drink.
Right. Because if they know if those girls are there, guys want to go spend money.
Of course.
Right? So promoters, so everyone, these girls get paid just because they're hot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
And they go, and that's a great job if you're in Miami. I mean, imagine.
No, dude, seriously.
come on. Right. This was pre-OnlyFans.
Right, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
You had to go out and
Exactly. You had to actually go. And now they just get to be in the rooms and, chill.
Right.
Yeah. Technology, it's advanced.
Right. Seriously. It's fucking nuts. When was this going on when you were in college? What year was it?
So 09.
Oh, okay.
And so 09 to 13, that's when I kind of started my MMA career. Afterwards, when I went back I went to Texas, and from Texas, got into some little things there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got geographical change.
Yeah.
And I went to Guadalajara, and to help out, also some of my family members, they had little kiddos, and I kind of raised this kid like if he was my own a little bit,
Yeah,
and when I was there was a really, really nice gym close by. And that was my first gym. It's called Brazilian Combat.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, Brazilian Combat. I still, shout out to Yuri Silva.
Shout out.
And
Shout out.
For sure. And Cardoso Yuca, may he rest in peace. He was the boxing coach there. Cardoso was a Muay Thai guy. Silva was the MMA guy. And Rodrigo was one of the jiu-jitsu guys. That's where I started basically my MMA stuff. I had never really done jiu-jitsu as actually more, not professionally because I wasn't a professional yet.
Yeah.
But in a more in a setting that was more professional, yes.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, because I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and you're gonna want to hear this one.
What?
So I did this treatment, right? It was an ibogaine treatment.
Oh, no way. You did that?
Yeah.
Fuck.
So when I went to go do an ibogaine treatment, it was a retreat, right?
Yeah.
So I went out to a place. It was the clinic's called Pangea. I can't really say much about it, right? Because it's in the gray area, right? It's not completely legal, but they're doing it to help out.
Right.
Like, let's say that you have a heroin. I was not going for that, but
Okay. What does this say?
right, benzos, right?
Right.
Or but if for heroin, you could stop cold turkey, no withdrawals.
Oh, really? With ibogaine?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Right. So
Oh, shit.
yes, it's true and it's tangible. I've seen it.
Wow, that's
And
fucking crazy.
It's amazing medicine. It is amazing medicine.
I can't believe that.
So I went over there. I met some badass people too. I'm not gonna say the name either because he's really high profile right now as well.
Oh, see.
And met some of the guys that it's really, really good MMA guys.
No shit.
So the thing was, I had such a profound experience, and that's the reason why I ended up going over there, because I met these amazing people over there at Pangea, and it was one of those. I started finding myself, right? It was kind of like, So ibogaine, for those that don't know,
Sure, yeah.
right?
Yeah, please.
The Bweeties, right? It's a tribe in Africa,
Yeah.
right? So these guys, you know how Jewish people have bar mitzvahs when they're 13?
Sure, yes.
All right. So in order for them to become adults,
Yeah.
they give them a flood of ibogaine.
Holy
Right?
fuck, really?
Iboga is the tree,
Uh-huh.
right? From iboga, you could grab the root to prepare yourself before you do the flood,
Yeah.
right? So iboga is a tree which they make ibogaine from, just
Okay.
like there's cocoa leaves and they make cocaine,
Right.
kind of similar,
Similar to
right? Except this is a hallucinogen and it's one of the strongest ones in the world,
Yes, I heard.
insanely strong. So basically, the Bweedi tribe does this so that their young mature into being adults.
I see.
So it's
an
a whole
initiation.
ceremony. Yes, absolutely. It's a whole ceremony.
Wow, holy shit.
Yes.
How long are the effects?
It's a good 16 hours.
Oh, fuck.
It's like a good 14 to 16 hours.
No shit.
Yes. But I had to prepare for it, right?
You did.
So, oh man, I had to do enemas. I had never stuck nothing in my butt. Bro. you know? So I never.
Holy fuck.
I'm telling you.
Why did they put it? Why?
So here it is. Hear me out. Hear me out. So first of all, I had to go take a electrode to see if my heart was gonna resist.
Okay.
Right? They were all right. Your heart's strong. Good.
Okay.
You're good
Cool.
to go.
Good to go.
Next step.
Okay.
Right? Next phase.
Yeah. Next phase.
Next phase, fam. And they were like, "So, have you ever done an enema?" And they started giving me vitamins. I remember it was like maca, spirulina, GABA,
Yeah.
a bunch of like proteins and,
Yeah, yeah.
and plants and herbs and they were like, well, we have to cleanse your body and your stomach.
Oh, that's
Right,
why.
you have to be like clean
Right.
in spirit, clean in body,
Right.
clean. Like this is like it's medicine. It's ancestral medicine
Yeah.
from ancestors. Like
Yeah. So
like
they can't have
really-
like the processed foods that we eat.
nothing,
like,
right? So this is a place with professionals. So
damn.
so I'm there. I'm like, you're telling? Wait, what? This bag filled with organic coffee is gonna go up my butt? And I was like, never done this.
No.
You know, I've never done this. So they're like, yes.
Oh, break it
dude.
in.
Hey. And then they give me this coconut oil.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so do I drink this? They're like, no, you lube it.
Yeah. It'll slide right in
You know?
there.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh my God.
So they told me, they're like, all right, you're going to go 15 minutes on one side. You're going to hear the bubbles, you know, and then
Fuck.
15 minutes you laid on the other side. That way the coffee starts taking everything from the intestines.
Fuck, dude.
And then all of a sudden, when you just sit, you have to do no effort.
Yeah.
Everything just, everything comes out.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So I had to do a few of those, eat healthy.
Oh my God.
Right.
You did it multiple times?
I mean, I think I did about 5 enemas, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little straw, but
Okay.
but when you've never done something like that,
Yeah, no, yeah.
you're like,
What?
you're like, is this really necessary?
Yeah.
And then the people that were, I mean, I don't want to call them shamans, right?
Sure.
But they're spiritual beings, right?
Sure.
I mean, these aren't people that are going to tell you something that's going to be for your negative effects, right?
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna trust the process.
Yes,
You know, I
you
trusted
did.
the process.
Yes, you did.
I definitely did, and they prepared me first with bark, the bark of the tree.
Uh-huh.
I would take capsules, and my eyes would get so dilated. And I would go to the beach. I did a little bit of jiu-jitsu there. That was where I first did my first jiu-jitsu anything,
No shit.
right? And I ended up meeting these amazing people.
Yeah.
And so ibogaine was what kind of opened up my brain into being a more self-conscious, more mindful.
Wow, no
more-
way, really?
Yes, it was like a brain reset,
Holy fuck.
right? So it was like, imagine like just your brain gets like this like clean
Uh-huh.
wash, but then you have to be very careful with the information that goes in.
From
Because-
that point on.
Yes, because it's like, imagine a little egg, right? And it's about to hatch.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So basically it was kind of like that. And I was basically after the flood hatching, right? And there was a moment in time where I was listening to audiobooks. There was Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now,
Uh-huh.
right? And I got spooked. Watch this.
Yeah.
So I was listening
Yeah.
to this, and all of a sudden he's saying something about mindfulness and the here and the now. And then he goes, because Ram said. He was talking about Ram Dass.
But you thought it was you.
Dude, I took those motherfuckers off. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
I was like, am I still tripping?
Yeah.
You know? I was like, no way, this motherfucker just called my name.
Yeah. He called you out like that.
You know? So I went and I was
Yeah.
like, hey, am I hearing shit? Because he said, and then she goes, the person that was there,
Yeah.
goes, he's talking about Ram Dass, Ram. And I was like, okay. And then one of the guys, and when he said the ibogaine was working, was, I mean, it was amazing because it's just synchronicity, right? All of a sudden we get this thunder, a lot of thunderstorm, beautiful thunderstorm.
Really?
Right after when the flood.
Fuck.
Right. So I'm like, and all of a sudden I'm looking at the thunder and I still remember I say, wow, it's Morse code from heaven.
Yeah.
And then this guy goes, he's like, the ibogaine's working. You know?
Yeah, I can see it.
So that was a profound experience, and that kind of was my first initiation in getting to know the real Ram.
Oh shit.
So it wasn't until I was out of college that I started to get to know me for real.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Broke out of your old self.
Completely.
Yeah, no shit. How old were you when this was going? Like 20?
Probably
20?
around there ish. Yeah.
Wow, holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Well, did it from that experience on, did you stop with the benzos and the marijuana and all that?
Not completely. Like I did stop a lot, right? And but here's the thing, right? I would socially do it still.
Yes.
I would socially do it, and it wasn't until something happened. Can't really go into too far into detail, but let's just say that I get arrested in Mexico for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I got arrested in Mexico for the first time.
Yeah.
The way it happened was so weird, but you know what? That was probably the best thing that happened.
Right.
Because that's when I started taking like Klonopins and stuff, and I was doing like stuff out of my character, right? And my mind was starting. My spirituality was bankrupt.
Yeah.
I started to endeavor more into darkness, right? I started to dabble with the darkness.
Yeah.
Right? I was starting to say things, do things, and believe things that I thought would help me in that kind of lifestyle. Right? So when I started dabbling in the darkness, basically the light said, we know you're a being of light. We're going to have to do something to get you the fuck out of this.
Yeah, that is dark.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I ended up getting arrested.
Yeah.
Right? And when I got arrested, I was facing, I think it was 15 years or something like that.
Really?
Because of what I had.
I see.
Right. And it was my first offense, but
Wow.
in Mexico you could solve stuff with money.
Really?
Yeah.
That happens? Holy shit.
Yeah, I know.
This is the first.
This is news.
News
Right.
to me.
Yes. So it was more like, all right, so let's change this for this. How much does that cost?
Right.
And this and this and that. Well, long story short, this one guy comes, right? He was a big sponsor, mentor.
Sure.
And he comes and he says, look, we can do this. You have to make a deal with them that you're going to go to kind of like a McAllister situation, but residential.
Oh, okay, residential.
Right?
Got you.
So they're like, all right, you got to go to residential for this. This is how they got me to say yes. They're like, for 3 months.
Okay.
And I was like, 3 months, 15 years, where do I sign?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
pretty easy.
Right. You know, it wasn't 3 months, right? But it's
no.
okay. It's okay. Right. So it was going to be about a year because I was in conditional parole. So it was like I had to go sign every month for them to know that I was there. Right.
Yeah.
So every month I went to go sign. All right. So I went to go sign every month. And then I realized how to get like a month or two off my time by going like towards the end of the month.
Yeah.
And so I did that. And the reason why it was the best thing that could happen to me was because when I was over there, I met my baby mama.
Aww.
Right. Well, I mean, so she's a social worker and she was.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I was being an athlete as well.
Yeah.
And so I met her because she was one of the, well, over there, they had her as psychologist, but she was really as a social worker.
Okay.
she would do a lot of group therapy, individual therapy.
Oh, okay.
Not for me, right? I mean, not for me, but,
Right.
but some of my
But,
friends, some of my friends, and so I ended up getting to know her.
Yeah.
And long story short, that made my stay where I was at a lot more pleasant, right? And then I started training over there and then this was at Tijuana, by the way.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right.
Or in TJ now.
Yeah. So that was in Tijuana. And basically I started training at the gym Entram where Brandon Moreno became a world champ from.
Oh,
right?
no
so
shit.
yeah, so I met him that was what, 2014.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that was 2014.
Okay.
Right? So I had already fought amateurly. I was at a really good gym. This gym wasn't really wide known yet, right? Really good fighters. I'm training there every day. I'm starting to get into the groove. I meet this girl.
Yeah.
And long story short, my time that I had to do finishes, right?
Sure.
So I go back to Texas thinking, well, I had kind of did fall in love with this girl. The athletic part over there was amazing.
Right.
But I didn't think I was going to see her again.
Oh,
right?
okay. Sure.
There was talks of like, are you going to come back for me?
Sure.
Yeah, of course. And of course one says yes, right?
Yeah.
And you have that romantic part that maybe, right?
Right.
But I also had like a chick kind of like back home. Right? And I go back home and all of a sudden, well, I'm like dating this girl again.
Yeah.
On and off kind of thing. And my baby mama calls me and she goes, I'm pregnant.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh-oh.
So you see how this whole like life, right? I understand that has a purpose. There is a chronological order. There is a reason why things happen the way they happen. At the moment, I didn't understand, why everything was happening the way it was happening. I knew that I had some kind of cause and effect, that I still had things to pay for, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, so all right, so she's pregnant. Now we got to man up.
Right.
Man up, and there was some gray areas there. It didn't go as smooth as it didn't go smooth, dude. Right? Because she had a whole family.
Oh,
right. So my oldest son, he has another father too. I mean,
yes.
He's my kid though.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
100%.
Okay.
And that will always be my kid.
Yeah.
But so basically, her family didn't know about any of the situation that she had
with you.
Right. So because she protected her ex's honor,
Of course.
that way the kid would nothing.
Right.
He doesn't. She did the right thing. Right.
Right.
And she took the hit for everything. Right. So what an amazing woman, right?
Right. Yeah,
so she took the hit for a lot of things that she shouldn't have taken the hit for.
Right.
In regards of that past relationship.
Right.
And her family turned her back on her.
No shit.
And all the friendships basically turn her back on her.
Right.
So basically she kind of gave everything up for this new relationship, and she had fallen in love. We had fallen in love, both of us.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't as easy, but I ended up doing what was the right thing, right? Which was coming back to
TJ.
To Tijuana, right? To Tijuana. And then, so that's kind of how that story went, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I actually started to become a better being, right? It took me a little bit of time, but also it did. I mean, it's still everyday work.
It's a process.
Yes. And the thing was, I ended up going into places because over there in Tijuana, they sent some fucking kidnappers, bro.
I know, dude. It's nuts.
Yes. So they send like a van full of like, they call it the white mafia.
The white mafia.
Yeah. That's what they fucking call it, man. It's like the white mafia because they're there to kidnap you to help you.
Oh, fuck.
Right.
It's so gnarly.
So it's like, I mean, it's like, it's in the grayest area there is.
Yeah, for real.
Come on now. Like, you don't have to tie someone up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel you. With Christian, we were watching videos like one day. It was so nuts, dude. Yeah. Like all these guys that their job is to literally kidnap like addicts.
to go put them into rehab
yeah.
that they cannot exit unless someone signs them out.
Right.
Right.
And they'll get into fights, though. Like,
Yes,
it's like fighting for their lives.
Right. So when you're fighting for your life, that's when they get tied up.
Yeah.
Like a scorpion, Drew.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
totally.
like hands in the back, tied to the feet.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes
Dude.
they'll wrap them in fucking like blankets.
Yeah.
Like it gets fucking gnarly.
Oh, no.
You know, like there is places, there's like everything, right? There's amazing places and then there's the not so ethical places.
Right.
Right. And I mean, people have died from being beat up too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
So like everything, you know, sometimes people that have never gotten a sense of authority, they end up having this sense of power.
This
like,
power,
damn,
yeah.
dude, like, I mean, like, so then they take it overboard.
Absolutely.
Right? They take it overboard and it's,
Right.
and they call it ego reducing therapy. How fucking ironic. It's
Ironic
like,
as
hey,
fuck,
come on,
yes.
bro. Like, you're fucking installing your fucking power and ego on these people and saying that it's to ego reduce their ego.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't think so.
Right? So
I don't think it's working on a solution, at least.
No, man, like not like that. There are ways, and I ended up being in good places and bad places.
Yeah.
I was in both.
Oh,
I was even in a fucking island, bro.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, this place was like the Alcatraz for people with substance use.
No way, dude.
Yeah. Why? I didn't think I deserved it. Tell you that much.
Where exactly was this island at? Like,
It's called Isla de Cedros.
oh no shit.
Right? And that it's like it's literally an island. You can only get there
By boat.
by boat or airplane
little
or
airplane.
little Cessna.
Right.
Yeah. And
Fuck.
right.
How
bro.
far?
I mean, in the van, it's about 23 hours. And once you're passing like Bahia de Tortugas, you know you're getting close.
Okay.
Right? And then you have to go into the boat. And then boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And
shit,
but
dude.
it's minimum of a year there.
Oh no.
Right. It's minimum of a year there. But here was the thing.
Oh,
That was the minimum.
yeah.
Right? Unless if you were a native from there.
Oh no shit.
Then they could do 6 months.
Oh, well,
Right.
That's still a good chunk of
Right.
time.
Well, here's the thing, right? A few of the times, like the first couple times, I felt like it was good for me to learn certain things, like not there, but
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck that place.
don't get me wrong, like I learned a lot.
Right.
I learned a lot. Now,
Right.
now I learn to appreciate every single
Right.
thing,
Serious,
right? Like
right.
I mean, value everything from food, from freedom, from this, from that.
Yeah.
And I ended up realizing that a lot of the things is even in clinics or even here or even there,
Yeah.
because I was barely getting to know me. It's a lot of it is programming, man.
No shit.
A lot of it is programming. It's like someone is trying to tell you who you are, what you are, right? And if you believe it, you become it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I ended up having to realize, hey, so who am I? Hold on, right? And then this is not anything of denial or non acceptance, but I personally don't have the physical allergy of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Like I personally can grab a beer, put it down, grab a joint, put it down.
Mm-hmm.
But today now I realize, and I am completely sober today,
Yeah.
right? And it's because I choose to be.
Right.
Right? Now, the reason why I'm saying all this is because
Yes.
in these places, there's such a programming that they have to,
Yeah.
they want to make you believe certain things because they made them believe that.
Right.
And sometimes they're true.
Right.
Right?
Right.
But I had to figure out, am I that what they're saying that I am?
Mm-hmm.
Am I this person that they're saying? Or am I someone else? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I ended up realizing I was someone else.
Right.
Right? I ended up finding out who Ram was.
Yes.
Right? And
Not this brainwashing bullshit. that is going on,
exactly.
yeah.
And it's a fucking brainwash, man. I mean, and the type of therapy over there, I mean, it's kind of like this, right? They're telling you, well, you're doing the 12 steps, your chick's doing the 12 poses.
Oh my God, dude.
You know? Like, that's the kind of, like, fuck, bro.
That's pretty brutal.
You know? And if you, like, smack your teeth, like you'll get smacked up.
Really?
Like, they'll put you in a thing called La Dormilona first.
Yeah.
Before you get to the application part. And you're standing up there, and every time a guard passes, he'll fucking snap your fucking chest, and then you're back. Boom, boom. So it's like a boom, boom.
Fuck.
Right. Just for the fuck of it.
Just for the fuck of it.
Right.
What are you gonna do, huh?
You can't. So if you put your hands up, all the guards rush you.
Shit.
So that's the reason why I didn't have to stay a year. Watch.
Tell me, please.
Yeah. So it was Christmas. 24th of December.
Okay.
And they call them the numbers. The numbers are the guards.
Okay.
Right? So the 10-4 is like the guard.
The
dude
the guy.
in charge.
Yeah.
That, the 10-4.
Okay.
So the 10-4 is fucking, salty as fuck because it's Christmas.
Of course.
And he's there fucking watching over a bunch of addicts.
Right.
Now, okay, so this motherfucker, there's a movie, I laugh in the movie.
Yeah, it's a funny movie or a funny part.
Right. This guy stands up and just starts, boom, fist closed, bro.
Whoa.
Like, boom, boom. And then
Wow.
I had already seen someone get fucked up by raising their hand. So I'm like, I'm not stupid. Right. So I grabbed onto, it was like a church bench.
Oh, fuck.
I grabbed onto the church bench and I just clenched my jaw. And I know how to roll with the punches, right?
Yeah.
I had already fought.
Of course.
And I'm just like, and then he's like, there's no MMA here. There's no boxing here. Like, as he's punching me and I'm just going, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Right. But I'm looking at him, letting him know that his punches feel like a little bitch.
Yes.
You know? I'm just looking at him like, bro, you ain't doing shit.
You ain't doing nothing.
Nothing. Right. and he stopped when his hands hurt.
Wow.
Yeah. I seen his hands start like going.
It's like he's punching a wall.
Right. So I was just looking at him and I literally was saying, no, sir. No, sir.
Shit.
So after that,
Yeah.
he was like, fuck. So I didn't speak anything to no one, right? I held it in. I was like, all right, whatever. I'll take my fucking licks, whatever. It ain't the worst of things.
Right.
But it was very unfair. Right? It was very unfair. There was no need. I laughed at a movie.
Yeah, dude.
I laughed at a fucking movie.
That's crazy.
So, but when he seen how I looked at him and how I took those, he kind of was more like, damn, I want him on my team, not against me.
Right.
Right. So he made it to the point where first he made me support other guards.
Oh, okay.
And then he made me a guard.
Wow.
Right. So, I mean,
shit.
and that's how you got to maneuver in there. It's like you have to earn your fucking number. Right.
Yeah.
And if you're not if you don't know how to navigate those fucking waters, you're going to be the one that is always getting the fucking, either smacked up or doing the fucking grimiest shit,
damn.
going to fucking take out, doing the holes for the shit because you don't shit in a bathroom, you shit in a hole, and you don't clean your ass with toilet paper. You clean your ass with like ripped shirts and.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Ugh. This is like the ultimate form of survival of the fittest, sir.
I mean, I got good at the survival stuff.
I could see that.
This was my training.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was getting prepped for life. I was getting
You
prepped.
can put that in your resume, man. In your fighting career.
I was getting prepped for life.
Yeah.
So I learned how to maneuver and I learned how to manipulate the system, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to.
Yeah.
It was either that or have a shitty ass time.
Oh, no shit.
Right. So it was like, do you want to do the yelling or do you want to get yelled at?
Right.
Right. So a lot of times I felt like shit because I had to become an asshole.
Right.
Right. I had to.
Yeah, that was your go-to.
That was my survival. It was like I had to. So
yeah.
So
alpha male.
Yeah. So absolutely. So it was just one of those things where it's like you had to be. Right. If not, you were the one that was getting shit on, and you were the one that was getting the worst end of the stick.
Right.
So I maneuvered my way into the rankings and this and that of those places.
Yeah.
And one of the nephews of the guy that basically sent me there, the suggestions, goes back before I do.
Uh-huh.
And he's telling the war stories, right?
Yeah.
And one of those war stories was that one.
Oh, fuck.
So this motherfucker was like, damn, Ram's parents are going to find out and I'm going to get fucking...
fired.
I'm going to get some shit,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So he ended up telling my parents, like, you know what? I apologize. I ended up hearing this story. I didn't know it was going to be like that. So long story short, right. He knew he was there. He was there.
Of course he knew.
He was there, bro. Like he was one of the, he went through that process, right?
Right.
And so basically this is what happens, right? When I was going to get my first visit, you don't get your first visit until 6 months.
Oh, God.
And it's only one.
Wow.
Yeah.
One visit.
One visit at 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah, because everyone's not from there.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I'm going to get my visit, and all of a sudden, the guy from the fucking place tells me, I'm like super excited, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because the phone calls were monitored, the letters were monitored.
Yeah.
Because if you said, these motherfuckers are mistreating me, these motherfuckers are hitting me, these motherfuckers are whatever, then you get beat the fuck up.
Even worse.
Even worse. Right? Yeah, you'll get beat, you know?
Right.
So they're there, dude. Like, they'll read the letters or they're listening to the phone call, so you can't say shit. All you can say is, this is the best place ever.
This is the best place ever.
Yes. Like, this is what's helped me the most.
Yeah, this helped me the most. They're so amazing.
Yes. So that was it, bro. Like,
oh my god.
so I mean, if you didn't say that,
right,
you knew what.
Fucked up.
Yes, you knew what was gonna happen.
God, dude.
Yeah, you knew what was gonna happen. So you had to play the part, right? Even though a lot of it does help, right? So
sure,
you know, it builds a certain fucking character.
Oh, it does. I'm sure it does.
Fucking character, man.
I'm sure it does.
You know, but that's CBT now. I mean, I didn't think about it then.
Yeah.
It's fucking CBT's awesome, man. but yeah. So long story short, when I was gonna get my visit, this guy goes, "Ram, pack up your bags." And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
You know, he's like, I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna spend the night with my family.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. And then they're like, "You're going home," and I was like, "What?" And I thought he was joking, but before he said anything, I was like, "Say less. I'm just gonna get my shit and just go run with the flow. And if it's true, like, I made it."
I know.
Yeah.
Like a fucking movie.
Bro. So I'm there going to this fucking tiny ass airport where it's a fucking Cessna. Like, there's no planes. Like, it's literally a little Cessna.
Yeah.
And when I get on the plane, it's barely like actually like sinking in. Like, I'm fucking leaving. You know,
Right.
It was until then. And so I get in the Cessna and I'm like, dude, it's real.
Yeah.
You know, it's real. I'm actually going home. Yes.
The sky.
Dude, I was like, my goodness. You know, the happiest I had been, bro.
Oh my God.
The happiest I had
dude.
been. And I get to Ensenada. It lands in Ensenada. And man, it was such a blessing. It was such a blessing. But guess what?
What happened?
When my parents came to visit me, I was sober. When my parents came to visit me, I was so resentful.
Oh, I
I
bet.
was so resentful. And I had my own place and everything.
Good.
And I had never talked back to my dad like that.
No shit.
Yeah, and he came to my house, and I remember, like, always at his house, it's been like, it's my house, my rules type shit. Right?
Sure.
So he was at my house.
Okay. I
Right?
guess. I guess.
And I mean, he didn't know what I went through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
No.
He had no idea what I went through. So he comes over to my place, and the first thing I went to go get some Klonopins. Yeah. So as soon as I knew this motherfucker was here, I was like, damn, bro, like, I'm gonna need something to fucking, like, not pop off. Well, those things make me pop off.
Yeah. Right.
Right. So I took some Klonopins when he was there, and he was saying some shit, and I was like, yo, my house, my rules.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're already game on.
Yeah. You know, and that was stupid, but I hadn't properly learned, and then once I had my kid, that kind of put everything into perspective.
Right.
You know, and it was just one of those things where I ended up realizing, all right, do I want to not be in my kid's life? Do I want to be getting fucking kidnapped and sent to these places? Even if I'm not, like, doing hardcore drugs. Like, for them, if I smoked weed, boom, you get kidnapped, bro.
Right.
Like,
yeah, that's how it goes.
Because that's a relapse, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, I could be doing everything right. I could have a job. I could do everything. And one time smoke weed, boom, you're in there. One time I got put in there without being dirty. Like, without.
What?
Yeah.
Clean sober?
But here's the thing. One time I was there and I was already well. And the thing was, whenever they put me, it was for a few months.
Yeah.
And this sucked. This is a true story.
Yeah.
My parents and my girl, they made me basically say, if you want to get out of here, you have to quit MMA.
Holy fuck.
So it was basically I was good.
Wow.
I was good. And they were like, it's either your family or MMA.
Oh my God.
Right. So what the fuck do you do if you're in a place where you can't leave?
Yeah.
And I love the sport.
Right.
And I love my family too. And
Yeah.
so they basically made me say that I couldn't do MMA anymore if I wanted to get out because my mom and my dad don't like me fighting. Right.
Right.
And I think they knew that I was good at it.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So there's like, this guy can take it somewhere.
Right. Like they can't stop you.
Right.
Now for sure.
Now they can't.
Right.
But it was one of those where it was like they made me quit MMA for a little bit, right? Until I realized I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, dude? You know, it's like this is something that keeps me healthy. This is something that keeps me disciplined. This is something that you know. So it took me a while. And then I know we only got an hour, and then it comes to the 2020. In 2020, I'm already doing good. I'm doing good. I've been working with McAllister since 2019.
No shit.
And yes, at a group home. So with McAllister, I started in 2019.
Okay.
And no more benzos, no more nothing like that.
Yeah, right.
And I'm there, and I go into COVID comes.
Okay.
So 2020 comes, and I go into some seizures.
Oh,
and one seizure led to 16 seizures. And long story short, I got induced into a coma.
Oh no.
So I get induced into a coma.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
Yeah, I get induced into a coma. I died a few times here and there, flatlined, and I had renal failure. My lungs were at obviously breathing through a machine.
Oh my God.
I had died for X amount of time where my brain hadn't had oxygen and came back. And so the priest had already came and then the whole like prayers and everything, like he's not, like he's about to go. Right. And my family's all over here and I was doing well. Right. I was strong. The reason why I survived, not just because of divinity, but also because I had a very strong physique. One, two, the higher power, divinity, however, you know?
Right.
I mean, there were prayers downwards, upwards, sideways. I mean, they prayed every which way.
Yeah.
Right. And prayers were heard.
Yes.
You know? So while I was dead or while I was in a coma, you know, you experienced DMT.
Yeah.
You know, so it was a whole thing and that was the transition of my life where, you know, miracle happened. The doctors that were atheists became believers after.
Wow.
Right. After they seen what happened with me because I get up, right? And when I get up from the bed, no one expected for me to have motricity. Because there was no oxygen for X amount of time.
Right.
And in my brain.
Right.
And I have motricity and I'm there and I'm listening. I don't know if I was still hallucinating from the DMT.
Sure.
And I'm listening to like bombs and like gunshots, So I'm thinking I have to go fight for my family. I have to protect them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a warrior.
Right.
So that's what I do.
Yeah.
I don't run away. I run towards.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So I'm listening to this, and then my mom, when I stand up, she almost faints. Right? And I'm trying to go out there to fight this war. Right? And she goes, Ram, sit down. You've been in a coma for this long. And I was like, I gotta go fight. Right? She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Right? I'm like, no, I can do it, Mom. Watch. And I start shadow boxing. And she was, what the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Right. She couldn't believe. So she called all the doctors came. Everyone from they call it UZI because it's the intensive care unit. That's the acronym in Mexico.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Right. Not the gun.
I know. I was like, damn.
Yeah. So that happened, man. And everyone came and they were looking at me like I was some kind of weird fucking thing. Right. They couldn't believe it. And then I remember someone said if I still knew English. And I was like, the fuck are you talking about, bro? Right? So, so I was like, I talked to him in English and Spanish and this. And basically, the dates are a little fucking
I can see that.
Weird because
I can see it.
I go down on the 12th of December, which is in the religion that many practice in Mexico is the Day of the Virgin Mary.
Okay.
Right? The miracle happened on the 25th of December.
Oh, Christmas.
When everything was like a miracle.
Right.
So basically my rebirth was on the 25th of December.
Oh shit.
I got disconnected on the 23rd, but I wasn't truly there.
I see.
And on the 25th of December, everything was like boom.
Wow.
It was like whoa. So it's like I got this like software update and I am all my senses are enhanced.
No shit.
I could smell more. I could see more. I could hear more.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Like a newborn, you know?
Wow, dude.
So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm smelling more. Right? And
like
then
a Wolverine.
something, bro. Like something. So I got this fucking badass software update wherever I went. And when I came back like, I guess a little enhanced.
Yeah.
You know, like my senses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they couldn't believe it. So they went to go do some tests on me in Monterey.
Mm-hmm.
So it was New Year's when we left.
No shit.
So 25th, the miracle happens.
Right.
And on New Year's, that's when I got discharged.
No shit.
Yes. So I go to Monterey to the best doctors for the lungs and all that. And they look at my lungs. And no antibiotics also had worked for my kidney for the renal failure because the thing that they put in the penis to pee. Yeah. I was wearing diapers because it was like liquid food and shit kept going into it because they hadn't done it right. So there was infections everywhere. Long story short, no antibiotics had worked. On the 25th of December, that shit was gone. Wow. Completely gone. My lungs, when they checked them over there, they were at like 97 capacity. Wow. When I was breathing through a machine. Wow. Yeah. And the only thing that was really, really hurting were my heels. Oh, okay. My heels because of pressure wounds. So they hadn't moved my feet too much. They would go this way. They would go this way.
Wiggle it.
But my heels were like that. So I had the huge like talons of like this pressure wounds. Yeah, yeah. And like I couldn't put on shoes of how big they were. Fuck. Yeah. And they were hurting. That was the only thing I was hurting. But that's another thing that I started to learn how to live and push through the pain. Right. Because everyone said, you're not going to do sports anymore. You're not going to do this. For sure. You're not going to do none of this. And I just looked at them and I was like, you're crazy. Like, no, you don't know me. Like, I'm going to do sports. I'm going to fight again. I'm going to, succeed. And I never doubted it. Yeah. Right? In my mind, I never doubted it. Yeah, sure. Not one single day did I ever doubt that. So there's something called bioneuromotion. Bioneuromotion is having the ability to heal oneself. I see. Right? Your mind has the ability to heal itself. Mm-hmm. Your body. Yes. Right? Now, I think that played a big, big part in it because I never doubted it for a second. Mm-hmm. Not for 1 second that I was going to compete. Not for 1 second that I was going to,
That determination.
Yeah, 100%. And after that incident, all the little problems in life, they were that. Little problems. I stopped being jealous. I stopped having insecurities. Yeah. I stopped worrying about the little shit. Right. I was just grateful to be alive. Right. Every time that I woke up, it's like, fuck, it's a miracle. Right. I'm just grateful, So now I'm focused on the bigger picture. I got to be in a place where I understood that me and God and everything is connected as one within the same. I realized the unison of things. Mm-hmm. That intrinsic, like it's amazing, right? It's something that would take way more than an hour. Yeah,
hey, we're good, dude.
But basically, that's when I realized, hey, let go of the little shit. You know, realized all that, and then I was like, I'm just gonna live a healthy lifestyle. And even though after that, I was not even in recovery anymore. I was just living like a normal lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until I started being a better father, started loving myself, started being a better partner, I started being a better friend, a better son, and I just told me, I was like, okay, if I am here, it's for a reason, right? This is not a coincidence, right? I have a mission to uphold, and I realized it's like, so what is my calling, right? What is my calling? So I understand that I'm here to be of service, right? Mm-hmm. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to not just help me, but help those that can help themselves in order for them to realize that they do have all the answers. Yeah. Right? Everyone has all the answers. It's just how do you get in tune to quiet the outside chatter to listen to yourself internally? Now, I had to be in a fucking induced coma, right? don't do that.
You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
You don't have to go all the way there.
Yeah, you don't have to die either. Right? But sometimes, it was literally, killing that old ram. Yeah. Having a rebirth. Right. Of a new ram. Yeah. Right? And understanding the amazing miracle and opportunity that I had at hand. Right. So now I know that I'm here to be of service. I know that I'm here to revolutionize not just substance use with my new innovations that I got going on with what I was saying with neurolinguistic programming.
Yeah.
I do believe that there is a way of programming one mind, just how you could convince yourself that you're a lot of things, but in conjunction with other things. And now here I am. You know, I'm a healthy professional athlete. I'm a counselor, outreach worker, a good friend.
That's right.
You know, I don't miss work. I'm always on time. Even that I come from Tijuana.
Yeah, I know, man.
You know, because I have a purpose, you know. I have a purpose. So
that's right, brother.
Yeah, you know,
that's right.
That's a little summary of
good little summary.
Yeah. Right?
We could cover it all, like, you know, little bits of it, like
absolutely.
Like just like that. But I just wanted to ask you, so because when did you start fighting again? Like after after all that.
Recently.
Yeah, because I saw your video was didn't you fight like
last September?
Last September. I was like, that was really recent, like right before the holidays.
Last September.
Wow, dude.
Last September was my comeback, and it was.
Was that your comeback fight?
That was my comeback fight. That was.
Dude, no fucking way.
Yeah, that was my comeback fight. So I was so eager to do it. You know. Sorry for my opponent. Like I did. You know?
Sorry, you had to face Ram.
Yes, because it was a Ram that was fucking like a 2.8. You know, and it's so wanting to fight for so long. Right. But it took so many years for me to be able to not just, I was ready before that, right? But it was like making sure that the commission, you know, clears it, making sure that this, that, you know, and people seeing that, hey, you know what, this guy is not hurt, his head is fine, I'm good, knocking on certain doors. Time management was a whole different thing. So my comeback fight, which was the apology to myself, right? The reason why it was an apology to myself is like, why did it take so long?
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
I was like, why did it take so long? But
I can see that.
But then I also knew that there were other forces that were blocking me. Okay. Purposefully blocking me. You know, when there's certain power, certain money, like you contact certain people, it's like, yo, don't give this guy a chance. Right? Don't give because and then I had to come to terms and tell my family, like, look, I don't want to hate y'all. You know? Like I want to be good with y'all. This is what I love. Yeah. This is what I love. I'm going to do this regardless. Right. With your support or without your support, I'm going to do it. And right now it has me the healthiest I've ever been. Yeah. You know, I'm so focused. And like I said, like I choose not to smoke. I choose not to drink today and today. Right. Today. Right. Even if I could do it socially, it's like I choose not to do it. It's not cohesive for my athletic career. I want to model a certain type of behavior. Right. You know? Absolutely. And like I tell the clients, because I don't like to lie to the clients. I'm like, no, I'm not in recovery, but yes, I do choose sobriety. Right. Which I think is amazing. Yes. You know? Absolutely, dude. So I like the 5 agreements. It's actually 5, not 4. That's it. Yeah. And being impeccable with one's word is I think it's a very important one. Absolutely it is. Because once I stopped lying, it was so fucking like it was being free. You know, it's like I never have to remember what lie to cover up another lie for this or that. Right. You know, so now it's just ultimately that is what recovery is now we're not lying. Right. We're not lying to ourselves, not lying to others. Correct. You know, and that's the thing. It's like I'm very honest, and sometimes honesty hurts people. It does. You know, but if I love you, I'm gonna tell you the things how they are. Right. Right. And I've done that with my friends and certain people, they don't like that. Right. Of course. And they're like, well, fuck, man. If we talk to Ram, he's going to give us some shit about what we're doing or what we're not. And I'm like, well, that's because I love you, bro. Right. If not, I wouldn't tell you these things. I would. Exactly. Same thing I tell my kids. I'm like, if I wouldn't tell you what's correct and what's wrong, it's because I don't give a shit. Right. Like, and since I do, I'm going to correct you. Yeah. I'm going to educate you. Yeah. I'm going to guide you. Now, with that being said, if there is any time that you think that what I'm saying is or what I'm doing is overboard, I want you to communicate that with me, right? I like to have that open line of communication with my kids. Right. So definitely that's all been worked through the program, worked through introspection, worked through just a lot of meditation, a lot of self-development, self-growth, seminars. And I do got to thank neurolinguistic programming, which has given me this wider understanding of not just myself, but of society in general and of how magical it could be. The books that I first read, it's called, well, there are books called, it's kind of like El Aprendiz del Brujo, which is the student of the sorcerer.
Okay.
Right? There's the one, there's the two. And basically, it's just kind of saying that with neurolinguistic programming, you can create your reality to a degree how you want it. Right? And you can program yourself to be what you want to be. Right? And it's basically like now you became this like magician. Right?
I see.
So it's like this matrix, you get to mold it how you want it.
I see.
Right? And it's amazing.
Hell yeah.
Right? It's like so it's just it's been a lot of years in the making.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's still in the process.
It's still in the process.
Yes. And it's still in the process. And that's what I love. That white belt mentality. Right. I have that white belt mentality. Why? Room for growth.
Right.
Right? Room to learn.
Right.
The moment that I believe that I know it all, that's the moment I stop learning.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Yes.
It's in all walks of life. In all areas of your life.
100%.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ram, I really appreciate you coming on here. I honestly have so much more stuff to talk to you about, but we could do a follow-up.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because like I said, I just appreciate you, what you do for the community. I know you firsthand, like, or, been there for a good friend and stuff for a situation that popped up. And I just totally admire you, dude. Like, you're a super fucking awesome fucking dude, man. A true warrior.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'd love to have you back on, brother.
Absolutely. It'll be a blessing and a privilege, Okay. So just let me know when the invitation is, and
yes, sir.
I'll make it here.
Hell yes. All right, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is the Fuck Fentanyl guy letting you know if you or a loved one is injured in a motorcycle accident, then call 1-800-Lawtigers for a free case evaluation. We are available 24/7. That's 1-800-Lawtigers with over $1.5 billion recovered in verdicts and settlements. Nobody got your back more than Lawtigers.